Hi, I'm Anita Wood, and I want to welcome you to Painting Lake Erie in Watercolors. And the picture that I sent to you, you should have received all this in the email, this is the little picture that I took and did the line drawing from it. That is very light, and we're going to paint this a little darker, but I needed to make it light enough so you could show where the light comes through here in the water and here on the wet sand. That's what I assume it is. Now, I'm going to do some color mixing because we're going to dip right into the clouds and into the dark of it. This is a bigger picture that I put together, and I will do this to see if I like to have the picture just even to paint it, is I will usually print a larger picture, and then I can see where I want, if I like it. I think that this will be nice. This is like a half sheet, more or less, but you see how really dark it is here, which is even darker than up there. So we're going to try and just mix a couple of paints and then just get ready. Okay, and I have an extra sheet of paper here for my testing. And it's a good idea to use the same paper for your testing of your colors as what you're using in your painting. I do not have that today because this is a block, but this is my 300-pound paper. This is also 300-pound. Difference of hot press, cold press. So I'm painting without any texture on the paper. All right, so I put fresh paint in with my lemon, or my Winsor lemon, and it is very, very transparent, as you can see here. Winsor lemon, Scarlet Lake. I also put fresh paint in there. I just wanted to be able for you to see it, so I'm going to move this up a little bit. And to mix these colors, I thought we don't want to introduce another color. If we introduce anything with pinks, it is going to change the tone of the sky. You can do this if you feel that you need to, but I will be following the instructions for what I gave you. So I'm going to, first of all, I want my lemon yellow activated, which that's not too hard to do. And activated only means that you take it out of your little container here, your little well, you add water to it, and you make it paintable. So I want pure lemon, and then I also want the Scarlet Lake. And when you have a palette like this and your paints get dry, that's okay. Just put fresh paints on top of it. You won't notice the difference there because they will pick up and wake up the paints underneath. So that's really nice and dark. We do not need it that dark, but I wanted to show you that. And with that dark, I'm actually going to go into the phthalo blue, or the Winsor blue green shade, and I'm going to paint that dark. Now the beauty of this, keep this in mind as you do your sky, the beauty of this is that absolute gorgeous Scarlet Lake comes through. And that's what we want to be mindful of. And as easy as I painted that, that is how we're going to be painting this part of the land and where some of the light comes through. That's why I chose those colors. Okay, so we're going to have fun to do that. I think that we should be all set now. Now, I also made a mention there of your pencil lines. If you draw these really dark, you will run into grief, I think. Because the pencil lines, everything is transparent. Your pencil lines are going to show. If you're painting here, now that you're going to paint on is really dark pencil lines, take a kneaded eraser and just press on it, lift up the pencil lines. Do not take an eraser and just scrub, because then you're bruising the paper and it will show. If that's what you've done for this piece that we're painting together, then just forgive yourself on it and just work on it and know better for the next time. That's probably the best thing you can do. Now I have a big brush here. You don't have to use a big brush. I'm also going to use this Princeton number 4 because I love it. I think Princeton brushes, they're not that expensive, and I think they're some of the best. Okay, let's just get at it. And yeah, I think you can see that. You might not be able to see all my paints, but that's okay. You'll be able to work it out together. So I do want to wet this right up to the horizon line. So I'm going to go up to the horizon line first. Whenever you do a landscape, and you might wonder why I'm saying this. I'm saying this because I've been painting in this stuff for a long time, and just sometimes we get lost in our paintings. Our paint, our mixing, our drawing, masking, whatever, all the duties. And then when it comes time to do the landscape, we don't always think about making this horizon line straight. It's very heartbreaking when you've painted a beautiful painting and you're off by about 1/4 of an inch or so. So, you know, use a ruler, measure it. Okay, because this is hot press, so get a little different exercise based on, I'm using a different paper as well. It will blossom very easily. So I have my work cut out for me. Okay, so I am going to go into my beautiful Windsor lemon, and I'm just going to start putting streaks in the sky. This 2-inch brush that I have, it's slanted. I bought it through Zoltan Zabel Watercolors. He has passed on, but who makes these brushes is Jack Richardson from Wisconsin. And Jack Richardson is a rather pricey art supply shop, art store, but if they still carry the brushes, they are only, they're Zoltan series. This one is a 9156, it's a 2-inch. And you know what, I've had these brushes for over 20 years. They're not synthetic. I mean, they're not sable, they are synthetic, but they are really, really nice brushes. What I noticed here that the camera didn't pick up is it was pooling a little bit. Okay, so we don't really want that to be pooled too much. I'm going to kind of blend that in with a little more of the sky here. And that is the Scarlet Lake and the Windsor lemon. And it goes darker up here. Now, this doesn't really matter if you go over with the dark lines because these colors are used in the dark as well. So it's not going to be jarring. It's going to be just fine. So now that you have your horizon line straight, you have your colors mixed or know how you're going to mix them, you can actually just kind of relax and enjoy this. Don't follow the picture totally for the sky because you can never do that. Make it a sky that's just going to be really pretty. And I do see on my recorder there that it's pretty shiny. I think that might be a little better. Just kill some of the light. It's almost warm enough to move back into the studio, but until that time, this is what it is. And the orange is taking the yellow, so I'm just going back into that. And now for my daring big area. As a matter of fact, not yet. I'm going to go into here and paint some of this. Now, I can't see where I drew this. I can just guess where it would be. Keep going over here to make sure that this is still wet and that it's behaving the way I want it to. Now I'm going to go into my ultramarine blue, and you can't see that, so I'll move it over. Ultramarine blue and Winsor blue, green shade, more ultramarine blue, and into the cad scarlet. And if you're messing up the wells of your paint, it doesn't matter, it's just the top of it. You're not losing any paint over it. Okay, now that might be a very brownish, rich color, which is just fine. I think we might need some of that right up in here. Now, I might not just brush this the whole way. I might just be dabbling my brush on here occasionally. And I don't need a chair to sit in, so I just push that out of the way. And this area here is very light. I'm going to try and just leave it white and see if that would be okay. Going into some more paint, get it up here. If your paper happens to start drying, I just noticed there that it did. Put it out of your mind, unless it's very, very dry all over, and then you can just take a little bit of, if you have a little spray bottle that just mists from a distance, you're not going to give anything a shot, and throw the paint all over the place. And right there, I just mixed a little bit of the ultramarine blue with the Scarlet Lake. And actually, you could probably do this a lot faster. I'm going a little slower here because I want it to record nicely. Oh, that's so pretty to have some of that Scarlet Lake on the other side. So that it looks like it's shining up from the clouds. Let's see what happens. Okay, sometimes these things just go a little wispy. Oh well. Now this part was going into a little more of the red, so I'm just bringing it back. As long as your paper is wet, and you can see that it's wet. Oh, I got a big blob of blue paint there. Okay. So I'm diluting it and just putting it in with the sky. As long as your sky is wet, you have room to play with it. If you notice dry spots, either lightly spray with the light spray bottle just to make it wet again, or else let it dry and then go over it. If you go into it just a little bit and don't make the whole area wet, you're going to have blossoms. I have some blue on my brush that's not dissolving, and that's not good, so I'm going to remix. And because that's too heavy at the bottom, I'm just going to spread that over. And take some of that color out of my brush. Take a lot of moisture out of my brush so I'm not adding a lot more water onto here. And just little wisps. I think I'm actually going to leave that just like that. Okay, so now if we want to start the water, okay, I actually do like this. Okay, I'm just going to stop this for a minute. I'm going to let this line dry a little more because if I don't, it's going to crawl up.